Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about human rights by our team HKH. So, what is human rights? Human rights are rights for our own race, gender, people pronouns, and our research, which is children's rights. Moreover, we are going to talk about child and adolescent manipulation. First, what is manipulation? Manipulation is when you persuade people so that you can use them for your own benefit, like, for example, a man giving a kid illegal things that children shouldn't touch, which is the result of my next issue, child manipulation. Child manipulation is a global topic because children and adolescents have been suffering from manipulation, which can cause a lot of problems. For example, countries with high hierarchy can manipulate children to go to work and make exist of child labor. Now, let's look at the chart here. According to this chart of mental disorder and illness, children who are 3 and 5 years old are very lucky because they're still considered to be too young to do something. Then, who are 6 to 11 are in the mid scale. Now, let's talk about the children's that are 12 to 17 as for the age. For this, they are considered to become adolescents, which could result in manipulation of making kids in older age group to do adult duties. For example,
Methods of manipulation. There are methods to show that adolescents are being manipulated, and there are ways to help parents deal with and recognize with the situation. Signs of manipulated child include emotional blackmailing, means it's a type of emotional expression which they will access so that they can persuade the parents to get them what they want. Second sign is that they will tell lies to their parents. They tell lies to their parents because they want to cover up their problem, because they're scared that their parents will judge them or scold them. The third sign we have is called playing the victim, means they will reflect the blame on the others and will not accept the responsibility. This can create conflicts between them and others. Fourth sign is they will behave more aggressive than usual. It can be common for adolescents to behave angrily to their parents. These are ways that parents can deal with manipulated children. The first way is to avoid anger, because when the child is having a down mood, it is very hard for them to obey to their parents, so it will lead to conflicts between parents and the child. Second tip is don't try to negotiate with them. They will always have an upper hand because they will make deals with parents, so later on they don't have to live up to that deal. Thirdly, third tip is to set clear boundaries. Parents must indicate house rules, consequences, what will happen. It will make them think of the decision. So not only adolescents are so easy to be manipulated, parents are also being manipulated too. For example, parents are being manipulated by school. School manipulated advertising their school on their different social media platforms, mostly aimed to target parents. They will trick parents by showing friendly environment of the school to make the parents feel that the school can be trusted and the parents can put the children in the school. But in reality, there are a lot of negative things happen, like teachers yelling at the students or the facilities or schools on the advertisement. Teaching quality can be different.
Effects of manipulation. Short-term effects. Questioning yourself. You may find yourself wondering if you really remember things right or if something's wrong with you. This is a result of everything you do is questioned or being told that you remember the wrong thing. Shame and guilt. You may find yourself feeling guilty or blaming yourself for setting off the manipulative present in your life. As they may blame you, it can be harder not to take that out on yourself, which lead to feeling even worse, surprise and confusion, feeling whatever is happening can possibly be so. Wonder why the person who has been a friend or a loved one is now acting as a stranger. Long term effects, isolation and numbness. You become an observer rather than someone who acts. You may feel a little bit to nothing at all, even in situations that make you joyful. Depression and anxiety. Following manipulation or emotional abuse, there are so many lies that have been told that you can often believe them yourself. Feeling resentful. This can show as a frustration, impatience, and blame. Resentment, you joyful. Depression and anxiety. Following manipulation or emotional abuse, there are so many lies that have been told that you can often believe them yourself. Feeling resentful. This can show as a frustration, impatience, and blame. Resentment in require release, but this can be hard to seek and allow. Where can manipulative come from? Social medias. Teens' social media's use has been increased by 36 percent points since 2012. Unsurprisingly, their favorite apps are Snapchat and Instagram. Kids are much more aware today than they were a few years ago, both of the pros and cons of social media. The founder of Common Sense Media said on a call with press, basically all of them are engaged when whether we like it or not, but they are more aware of the hazards on some of the emotional and personal well-being. Effects of manipulative photos, making teens misunderstand about the perfect body. In a local recently report, a founder of Malaysian bodybuilder, he said he see fatal effects of anabolic trend steroids abuse among young, especially males. Social media could make teens believe it is a new lifestyle to lifting weight 5 4 to 5 times a week and eat a lot of proteins to make them look like adults on steroid. Uh, some of them may skip or abandon school to work out on themselves in a room full of weights. How can you avoid manipulative action on social media?
In conclusion, the issue of child manipulation should be stopped because it could affect children's mental problems, and school is already a big problem to children due to stress of adolescents, and children have to go through assignments to homework and exams, which is already causing kids to burn out. Adults should be embarrassed and learn from these huge mistakes so they can solve the problem.